I am literally flourishing in the sunshine so much. It's actually wonderful. I have been told in the past that I should be eating different things for like breakfast every day, but I have autism and I don't think that is actually how I am naturally. So I'm having porridge again because that's my favourite vet breakfast, and I'm not changing it because I don't think it's like a bad thing. I think that's just how I am. Back, I've got the top, very mossy, very nice, and a skirt because it's nice and warm today. So I'm going to be enjoying the nice weather and wearing little skirts because they make me happy. Autism and anorexia are very common comorbidities. 20 to 30% of women with anorexia meet the criteria for an autism spectrum condition diagnosis. That is far above the population mean. The idea that starvation induces autistic traits like cognitive rigidity, social difficulties, obsessive and ritualistic behaviours has been proposed, but it has been found that autistic behaviours tend to persist even after weight restoration, and childhood studies show that autism actually predates eating disorder onset. This is especially true for social difficulties, which don't tend to really change after recovery. I had fun with my mum this morning, which was really nice. Went to my favourite cafe. I'm kind of restoring my relationship with my mother. Move forward and we can make amends. Thus, it seems that there's a bi-directional relationship between autism and anorexia, whereby autistic people are more likely to develop an eating disorder, and the development of that disorder exacerbates autistic symptoms. Cream and an essay, so fun. Genuinely, the shift in my mental state from the winter months to spring is transformative. Unfortunately, it seems that treatment for individuals with comorbid anorexia and autism are less receptive to treatment. This means that severe and enduring anorexia, an eating disorder that persists even after rigorous treatment, is much more common amongst autistic sufferers. Got some earrings. They're moths, I think. I don't know the species of moth. If you know the species of moth, comment below. I want to know what this moth species is. Is it like a lunar moth maybe? I don't know. I've experienced this myself, but I'm determined not to be a part of the 30% that never recover. I cannot let that happen to myself, and I will not let my life be defined by such a maladaptive coping mechanism. From my personal opinion, I can identify several factors that contribute to higher rates of eating disorders amongst autistic people raised as female in particular. I think all is going well. I have managed like all 4 of my snacks, and my 3 meals, so that's good. I think I still need to challenge myself a bit more, like get in some more beer foods and stuff. I do tend to eat the same things, but I don't necessarily view that as a bad thing. I think it's been treated as a bad thing, like an eating disorder thing in the past. But I don't think it is, because I was always like that. I have autism, so of course I'm gonna like to do the same things over and over again, especially when it's something to do with like sensory experiences. Like if I find something that I like, then I'm going to have it over and over again because I know that is a comforting sensory experience for me. So I'm not necessarily viewing it as a bad thing. I want to have variety, obviously, but I think I do. I think it's having that balance. It is incredible how much better you feel when you are properly nourished. Crazy the fact that the thing that your body literally needs actually makes you feel better. Masking is the process of mimicking neurotypical social behaviour in order to fit in or appease neurotypical expectations. I'm headed into downtown today for a fossil-free careers event, which is very fun because I'm involved with some like activism stuff at Cambridge. Autistic people socialised as female typically exhibit more masking behaviour. We tend to internalise our struggles and conform. I was going to go to the event at the fossil-free careers, but I had a panic attack and I'm just not feeling up to going. Anxiety can genuinely be so horrible when you're not able to do something because your mind will just literally sabotage you and make you completely incapable of doing it. Move on with the day, I guess. I distinctly remember using a book of facial expressions to teach myself how to do them. This gender disparity is due to the greater social expectations placed on girls who are held to a much higher social standard in terms of relational and emotional skills. Just because things don't go to plan doesn't give me an excuse to restrict. The baseline is looking after yourselves. Just because things change, they don't go how you plan them to, doesn't mean that you have permission to restrict and deprive yourself, because those are baseline needs that need to be met. And you deserve it always, regardless of your anxiety levels, Got a new mug.
Masking means that my brain has constantly been wired for conformity. So when I began to be aware of thinness as a socially desirable ideal, my brain latched onto it. In my mind, having a desirable body might be what gets me accepted by my peers. As someone who struggled with friendships for all of my life, maybe that acceptance would finally come. Maybe by controlling how I ate, like all the women I saw in media, I would become part of the in-group. Masking is just one factor that contributes to restrictive eating disorders in autistic people. What compounds this comorbidity is the interaction between traits.
It's hard when your self-esteem isn't great, because I constantly feel like I'm not doing enough, like I need to be doing more. And there's this just constant noise telling me that what I'm doing isn't enough and that I need to be doing more, and it's exhausting. That's kind of what happened this morning with my little panic attack. I just got really overwhelmed and felt like I wasn't doing enough, so I ended up not doing anything at all. It's challenging because it just feels like I'll never get away from this feeling that I'm insufficient. It always follows me regardless of what I do. So I guess that's just kind of teaching me that nothing's gonna make me feel good about myself necessarily. There's no thing I can do that will fix the way that I view myself. It's the actual thinking pattern that I need to change. It's that fundamental underlying belief that you're insufficient that needs to change, rather than what you're doing, because you're not insufficient. It's your mind that's telling you that you are insufficient.
The desire for social conformity that I've been talking about builds strongly on rigidity. This can be both cognitive and behavioural. Cognitive rigidity involves all or nothing thinking. I wanted to be healthy, and the incorrect messaging of social media had implied that less was more. So in my mind, the cleaner and less I ate, the healthier I would be. This type of thinking is in complete disregard for the graded impacts of habits, or that this advice was just simply not for me. Autistic brains are less capable of coping with nuance. However, I will note that this can be changed. I have matured into a more nuanced way of dealing with the world, and I would strongly recommend reading and engaging critically with the world around you so that the world less easily imprints upon you.
Anxiety wise, it was quite an intense amount of anxiety today, which I haven't really experienced in a while. But it is hard knowing that you can never really outrun an anxious brain. It's always just going to be there, and it will jump out at you, when you least expect it and when you least want it to. I think I'm coming to terms with the fact that I am just an anxious person, and I just need to deal with it.
Behavioural rigidity is simply the tendency to fall into and stick to habits. Once the eating disorder begins, it's very hard to stop. As you can see by some of my habits, I tend to really enjoy routine.
It is really, really annoying when you feel like your brain is literally going counter to everything that you want to do. It's shut up, be quiet.
For autistic people, habits are like crutches that make us feel safer in a world that we view as chaotic and unpredictable. Habits soothe and calm. Importantly, your tendency for routine can be exploited in recovery. By sticking to a routine of meals and snacks, you can utilize your obsessive behaviors to nurture yourself.
Really gorgeous weather today. It's so lovely. I think something about seeing the leaves on the trees. It's not just the sunshine, it's the leaves and the flowers and the birds, and just hearing those sounds of nature. So rejuvenating. I tend to seasonally dip in my mental health. Winter is obviously the worst. And then when I come out in spring, it's I'm like a flower. I'm a tulip coming out. I'm literally a tulip. Me and the tulips are the same.
Realising that recovery for me means routine has been so helpful and was not fully acknowledged by treatment.
Just go outside, touch grass. It will just reset your mind and put things into perspective.
The experience of being autistic is also inherently traumatic. Often this is due to social exclusion, bullying, or simply the feeling of being irreconcilably different from everyone around you. Especially if you're undiagnosed as a child, as I was, autistic people grow up incapable of understanding why they are othered.
Chocolate orange or oat bar and my actual orange.
The thought that you are innately wrong begins to creep in. Furthermore, high-masking autistic people internalize a lot of these struggles, preventing us from accessing support and increasing the intensity of unprocessed emotions.
I'm gonna sound like an absolute fucking loser freak, but I literally love writing essays about biology. You cannot tell me that there is anyone in the world who doesn't like biology. This stuff is so interesting. Genetic sequencing. You're literally saying that I can genetically sequence literally any living being? I mean, not me personally, but someone could. I'm just autistic. I'm just literally autistic for biology.
Autistic people have a higher prevalence of other mental health conditions such as anxiety and depression. I see eating disorders as both a symptom and a disorder in themselves. They are a symptom in that most people who develop eating disorders have other deep-rooted psychological issues that led to them clinging to this unhealthy way of coping. Finally, autistic women are more likely to develop special interests that are relational activities.
Because I just need to get to a better place where I'm more able to actually engage with other people and be like an actual functioning human being rather than a walking counter. I am more than a walking counter. I used to be a walking counter because honestly it's kind of embarrassing at this point to still be stuck. It's genuinely embarrassing.
This means special interests that relate to people and interactions. For me, anorexia became a special interest. It was obsessive and all-encompassing, and other people validated it, making me even more inclined to persist. These traits are some of the reasons why autistic people are more likely to develop EDs, and why recovery can be so challenging.
We love a yogurt bowl.
But autism can also be used to promote your own self-growth.
I'm getting to the point where I'm like kind of fed up of being at home. The last time I was fully living at home, I was kind of very much not an independent person at all. I was very reliant on other people, and at university it is a completely different experience. I'm looking after myself all the time. Every little need that I have, it's my responsibility to look after myself. And I really enjoy that, and I'm kind of missing that now because I'm back at home for a while and it's like, oh, here again, you know, I'm gonna go out to a cafe today.
My honest tips for switching the brain away from obsessive restriction towards growth are as follows. Develop a comprehensive routine around meals. This doesn't need to mean timings, just commit yourself to eating 3 meals and 3 or more snacks a day. For me, this means eating a lot of the same foods. Just make sure that they're nutritionally complete. I'm not a dietitian, so actually please, I would strongly recommend you consult one to develop a nutritional plan that suits your recovery goals and your needs.
The cafe I was planning on going to was shut, unfortunately, so I'm headed back home. It's just disappointing because I was thinking of like doing something a bit different, challenging myself a bit, but guess not today. Sometimes in the past I might have seen the change of plan as a sign that I shouldn't be nourishing myself, but let me tell you, that's not true.
Try to develop an information-related special interests. For me, this was plants and fungi, but it could be literally anything from writing, media, planets, psychology, literature, something that gets you excited to wake up in the morning and learn. Foster more secure attachments. These are relationships where you feel comfortable expressing your authenticity rather than masking, and this will make you accept your inherent self. Also, change the way you think about your body. It's not an aesthetic thing. Your body is the vessel for your soul, and that is all. You need to cherish your body simply because your soul needs a healthy vessel for it to fulfill all of its purpose.
Sometimes it's kind of hard when I like see myself in the mirror. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. I just don't see myself as a real person. I look at myself and I see like an avatar in a video game, not my body. I see, like I can't couple them. They're not the same in my mind. When I see myself in the mirror, I just see a figment of my imagination. It's weird and I don't fully understand it. It's been like that in the past. It's kind of a bizarre feeling and I don't really know what I look like.
Regardless of how autism may increase your likelihood of developing an ED and staying stuck, there are ways to get out. Learn to live with your brain and accept how it is naturally. There's no cookie cutter recovery.
I am writing a essay, I guess, for the Cambridge Journal of Climate Research, and hopefully it will be published in May, which I'm very much looking forward to because I think that's quite cool.
You are so much more than your body, but your body needs all of its needs met, including nourishment. You cannot be a truly fully functioning human being while restricting.
I think this will be the end of the video, so thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna push myself more in the future. I'm kind of not really pushing myself too hard at the moment. Yeah, I just need to give myself some space to do this properly. I am doing it properly, but I just need to give myself space to fully push myself. It's kind of hard being at home because I can't really do what I like exactly. So I'm really looking forward to uni, getting back on track, getting back into the rhythm of uni, and bye!